So a very good evening to all Toastmasters and guests. This speech, like my evaluator mentioned, I had to talk about a mentor figure. Okay? So what kind of a figure comes to your mind when you think about a mentor? When you hear the mentor, what do you think? For me, it's like, if you see Kung Fu Panda, there's a guy called Master Pu, very wise. He speaks pearls of wisdom. I was thinking of such a guy. So when I had to speak about this, I looked into my life, whether I could see such an overarching figure in my life to talk about as a mentor. And it turns out it's maybe not one person, but at different stages there were different people who walked into my life and gave me their guidance and moved me forward. And today I'll just talk about them. So the first time in my memory that I understood the power of guidance was probably my 8th standard. You see, I was an average student, okay? And in my maths test, I got once 20 out of 100. And it was not a shocker for me, but it was a shocker for my dad. Because my dad, he's like straight A student, okay? He is like class top number 1. Now, he was not angry at me. He was actually disappointed, that his DNA could mark 20 in 100. So, what he did his homework, he found out the best tuition teacher and put it in his class. And I went to him. I was interested, but I didn't. He pushed me, so I just went there. So this teacher was different from my school teacher. Like for me, math was always like memorizing formulas and just doing it. But this guy taught me like what is a formula, what is the operators doing, and every time you change probably a plus sign or an integral sign, what is happening in the graph sign. So I literally got a picture of math, and he made me love mathematics. And that 20 out of 100 went to 80, 98 out of 100 when I walked out of my math. So that's the first time I realized that the guidance can be that powerful. But you'll probably think that I'll be talking about him as my mentor, my teacher. But actually he is not. In a sense, my mentor here, DT Master was reviewing my script. He told that this is coaching, this is not mentoring. He was just picking one aspect of you and he was just doing it right. That is his job, it's just coaching. But my mentor here was my dad. Because he found that you are weak in this subject. And what can you do? He put me in the best places, he pushed me there and made me do this. So if I look at my life, my dad is my first mentor I can talk about. He instilled me in so many qualities and he influenced me so many things. He used to draw and I learned to sketch from him. He used to play veena in his home, he used to play harmonium in his home, and I picked up music. I used to play keyboard tones in my keyboard. And he realized that I could do that. He pushed me to piano lessons. So he just mentored me at different stages. And so many things can be so subtle as well. Like one of the qualities I have is asking good questions. In anything. Right? So one of the reasons why I think I can ask good questions is because, every kid asks questions to your parents, right? But when I ask any question and he thinks the question is deep or thoughtful, he'll just stop and tell me like it's a very good question. And from then on I think before I ask. Like, is it a good question? So I think that subtle act of asking it, even that influenced me in asking good questions. And that is something I reap rewards from even now. So even something happens in my life right now, I have to take a very big decision. My father is someone I call definitely for that mentorship. Now, as you grow, you have other mentors that enrich your life, right? Because you cannot ask your parents like, how can I impress this girl I like? So that's why friends where you come in, right? So when you go to college and schools, you have people, you played with them first, but as you grow older, you have long conversations about your life, relationship, works, why is the Pluto and she's not replying me, all these things happens. Unpaid counselors. So friends has been an immense part of my life. I'll just share one instance. This is itself a story. I had a chance where I had to marry my good friends. It's an amazing coincidence on so many things. I had to choose whether I should proceed or I should stay, right? And when I was thinking, I was just walking, I remember I was walking through this room at that time, just thinking whether it's a yes or a no. So one of my friends put it this way, he put it very simply. See, you have 500 rupees right now in your hand. It's a person that you know. You have an idea what she is, she has an idea of what you are. And you can adjust yourself. But you can leave it, you let go, and you can see what life sees you. You can find maybe 1000 rupees, a wonderful person who is exact match for you. But you could also find 1 rupee on the road. I mean, somebody who you never know. And it's the only way you can find out is the hard way. So when you put it out that way, it was very clear. I decided and just moved ahead. So the way friends influence you is crazy. They make you, push you to make choices that you otherwise wouldn't. And sometimes you want to push you outside the comfort zone to grow. And when I came to Toastmasters, it was oddly familiar that, you see people cheering each other, guiding people. It was oddly familiar to that friends that we have. And see, after speeches, people come to you, right? And most of them will be uninvited. They'll come to you and they'll be telling you, like, okay, this is good, this is bad. You can improve this way. It's so good. And even people will push you to take the roles that you otherwise wouldn't. And even that felt like mentorship. But when I look back, one of the key things that I think is, it's a blessing indeed to have that benevolent people in our lives who mentor us. But I think it's even more important that we are good students, that we are open to learning, because mentorship is probably not something that happens. Mentorship is something we probably invite to our lives, because when we are open and curious to learn, people will walk into our life and guide us through the light. And I think that I forgot the light, sorry. So it's something that we invite into our life. There is a saying, right? When the student is ready, the right teacher appears. And I think it's very true that, when we are looking for something and we are seeking and very curious for that, it opens a light and somebody comes into our life and guides into us as a student that we are. But I think in the circle of the huge classroom of life, maybe we are both students and both teachers, because when it comes to things, the lessons that we learn from our life can be the guiding light to somebody else. So we can be good mentors and we can be good students, and it's about being our life. It's a good lesson and being the best of our own. With that, I will just hand over to Toastmasters.